But the reason I went for a lease personally when I got started was because I had to put no money down up front. And then by the time I got my van, I was already out making deliveries with the van. So then the van paid for itself. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly whether you should lease or buy a van when you're going out there and getting started as a courier. My name's Tommy. I started and founded Tommy Courier Services. And without further ado, let's get into this and work out whether it's best for you to lease or buy a van when you're getting started. So there's two things that you need to look at when going out there and getting your van. One is whether you should lease, or two, if you should buy. There's pros and cons to both. I personally went down the route of a lease because I got a brand new van and I didn't have to pay any money up front. But I can understand the arguments for maybe wanting to buy a van. One thing I would strongly suggest and say not to do would be buying a van, a brand new van outright, or even financing it. Because if you're going to get a brand new van and you're going to use it for courier work, it's going to take a lot of wear and tear and the van is going to devalue like crazy. So what I would recommend in that situation would be you either get an older van if you are looking to buy, or you go down the route of something like a PCP finance, which would be where you're paying for the van monthly, and then at the end of it, if you want to keep the van, there's an additional payment. But with this, it will keep your costs down. But the reason I went for a lease personally when I got started was because I had to put no money down up front. And then by the time I got my van, I was already out making deliveries with the van. So then the van paid for itself. And I got a brand new van from the factory as well. So I know everything was on it. Everything on it was brand new. And I didn't have to worry about anything breaking down. So there are a few other options as well. When getting a van, you've got obviously lease and purchasing for cash, like I mentioned. But then you've also got PCP finance and HP finance, and then you could also go down the route of renting a van. But renting a van is going to be very costly, very expensive. I wouldn't recommend that long term. If you need it for a week or two, maybe it could work. You need to make sure you have the correct insurances on the van that you're hiring, but I probably wouldn't recommend that in any sense. So the main options that you've got are leasing a van, which means basically hiring it off a company on a long-term agreement. And then you just pay monthly for that van. And then at the end of the lease, you just give the van back. Very easy, very simple. And you can do this for very cheap at the beginning with no money up front like I did. You've then got buying a van. And like I said, you've got three options with this. You can either pay cash, which I would only recommend if it's an older van, or you can go down the route of PCP finance, which is, again, like I said, paying for it monthly, and then at the end of the term you just pay a lump sum to either keep it or you can just give it back. And then you've got HP, which is hire purchase finance, which means you finance the whole value of the van, you pay for it monthly, and at the end of it you don't have any additional payments. It is yours to keep. So if you're looking to do long distance deliveries, I would probably recommend the lease option, because you're going to get a lot more reliable van. It's going to be new, fresh out the factory, and you don't have to worry too much about maintenance. And on top of this as well, little bonus, you won't have to MOT the vehicle for the first 3 years. If you're looking to do more local distance, more local jobs, and you want to keep your initial costs down and you don't want to have to pay for something monthly, then buying an older van cash is probably going to be the best route for you. But no matter what route you go, no matter how you decide to do it, whether you buy or you lease a van, there is always money to be made in the courier industry. And this is exactly what I show you inside my mentorship program. If you want the information for that, all the information is below. You can go out there, get started today. And we actually have lease brokers that we work with, van brokers that will get you the cheapest prices and the best prices on your van lease when you're looking to lease a van as a courier. So if you want to check that out, the information is below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.